And thanks for joining us. It's Thursday, January 16th, 2020. Here's what's happening. A man died following a crash last night here in Chautauqua County. Plus, whooping cough has been detected at Jamestown High School.
As advertised, lake effect snow is impacting the southern tier. We'll talk about where it's going next, plus the weekend, as the news starts now.
From the team that puts coverage first, this is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. We start with new information on a fire that destroyed the historic restaurant in Mayville. A Chautauqua court clerk tells WNY News Now that 40-year-old Michael Ellis, the man accused of setting the fire that destroyed the historic Mayville Diner, is scheduled to appear in town of Chautauqua court tomorrow afternoon. Ellis, who owned the nearly 70-year-old diner, was charged with third-degree arson, that a Class C felony, following the December fire. This will be Ellis's first court appearance since he was charged. The court clerk says the case may be forwarded to the Chautauqua County's court jurisdiction following his appearance in town court. Our reporters will be in the courtroom tomorrow afternoon and provide updates at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. Well, a man has died following a crash between a pickup truck and tractor trailer last night on Charlotte Center Road in the town of Charlotte. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says that a tractor hauling a manure spreader was headed south on the roadway at around 9:40 when it was rear-ended by a pickup truck. Deputies say the male driver in the pickup truck was pronounced deceased at the scene. Currently, the crash is under investigation, and the name of the pickup truck driver has not yet been released. It's unclear if the tractor driver was injured in the crash. We'll continue to seek updates. Well, areas of blowing snow could significantly reduce visibility on the roads today as lake effect snow returns to Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties. Now, the greatest amounts of accumulation is likely across the higher terrain of the Chautauqua Ridge. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with more on what we can expect. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Jay, and happy Thursday. Pardon me, everybody. And as advertised, we have this lake effect snow that is impacting the southern tier. You can see how it's coming straight off the lake and impacting mostly the southern tier. Now, it's been jogging a little bit north and south through the day today. So, again, the snow is not going to be steady state in one area today. But, again, with the winds really whipping up today, wind gusts near 40 miles an hour at times. So that's going to cause some limited blowing snow and some hazardous driving conditions. So if you are traveling this afternoon, use caution in these lake effect bands, because as always, lake effect snow is very localized. Now, in terms of accumulations, I think we're going to pick up maybe an additional 5 inches on the hills, 4 to 5 inches. Everywhere else, probably around 2 inches. And as often is the case with lake effect, the lower amounts of snow will be near the Lake Erie shoreline. Let's hop to the main graphics, and I'll show you the hour-by-hour forecast through the day here. Temperatures, this is actually computer output, and it's suggesting lower 30s. I think we're going to be chillier than this. I think we're going to end the day possibly in the mid to upper 20s through the day, but lake effect snow will continue. But the bigger story after this is the weekend and Arctic air coming our way next week. We'll talk about it all in just a few minutes. Back to you, Jay.
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. And officials are asking drivers today to slow down and use caution while on the roads. To track the storm and for updates, download the WNY News Now mobile app on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Well, the Chautauqua County Health Department is looking into 2 cases of pertussis. That's a commonly known infection as whooping cough that's been detected at Jamestown High School. The school says they're working with health officials to make sure that families of students affected are notified. In the meantime, the school is asking parents to pay attention to their child's respiratory symptoms. Doctors say symptoms of whooping cough seem like a mild cold at first, but then are followed by some severe coughing fits. A student with the cough is asked to stay home and to visit their doctor. Now, antibiotics can be used to control symptoms and prevent the spread of the infection. There is also a vaccine to protect against whooping cough. Well, the Chautauqua Mall has lost a popular business. Officials with the Lancaster, Pennsylvania pretzel company Annie Ann's say their Lakewood location is closed for good. An attempt to call the store went unanswered. Corporate did not know the reason for the closure. And Value Home Centers is closing their chain outlets here in the Southern Tier and Pennsylvania. The Buffalo-based company says changing buying habits in the retail sector are to blame. Liquidation sales are scheduled to start at Value stores in Olean, Painted Post, and Warren on Monday. A statement from the company says 3 managers and around 15 full and part-time staff will be offered jobs at other stores. Now, the company recently launched a new online format, and they expect to expand their online products, offering online shopping. The Value brand was first launched back in 1968. Well, hopefully everybody is staying warm out there. Thanks for joining us here on WNY News Now. Let's check in with the comments and see what everyone's talking about. And I'd imagine, as we just talked about here, the weather is probably one of the big stories right now. Pretty cold has returned. Certainly the last few days were nice weather-wise. If you think about this time of year, we don't really get to see those springtime temperatures, but looks like Old Man Winter's back at it once again. Got to say hello to Lori. Hopefully you're doing well. Rod, he says, hey there, just out of Facebook jail. Great to be here. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday Eve. Great to see you out on Facebook parole, Rod. Thanks for joining us here on the broadcast. Hello to Joanna. She says, in our building, possibly getting your hair cut, Miss Joanna. Great to see you, as always, here on the broadcast. Samantha, hello to you. Yes, she does say at Fringe Hair, so certainly. Lori, hello, good afternoon, she says, because the pretzels were $9 for a pretzel and a soda. Yeah, certainly things were a little bit pricey. That's sad news, nevertheless, to hear more local shops closing up. And these were chain stores that closed there, but nevertheless, always nice to get a bite of a pretzel, so that certainly will be missed. Good afternoon to Lori, Samantha, and good afternoon to Raymond as well. Hopefully you all are having a good day. Coming up here, we have a lot more local news to tell you about. Why New York State lawmakers want to make the legal process a bit easier for illegal immigrants. And later, a local high school senior wins an area speech contest. That and more as WNY News Now continues.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you. When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. Those facing deportation would have a constitutional right to a lawyer if they can't afford one under new legislation introduced in New York State's government yesterday. Now, New York State lawmakers say immigrants with attorneys are more likely to win their case compared to those without. Under the current system, people facing deportation must depend on nonprofit attorneys or go up against the judicial system themselves. Supporters of the bill say thousands of immigrants across the state face possible deportation but do not have a meaningful chance to be heard. And in Washington, the Senate will vote today on President Donald Trump's trade deal with Mexico and Canada. Leaders of the 3 countries signed the revised North American Free Trade Agreement in November of 2018. However, parts of the deal were changed after months of negotiations between the Trump administration and House Democrats. The agreement includes new provisions for digital commerce and implements more stringent rules of origin for auto parts. It also includes new minimum wage requirements for some auto workers. State Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says last night that lawmakers are set to approve the deal this afternoon through President Trump's signature. Well, the CDC and FDA say a nationwide E. coli outbreak linked to romaine lettuce is now over. The agency announced that the months-long outbreak ended yesterday. The romaine in question was grown in California starting in September. A total of 167 people in 27 states were infected with E. coli, nearly two-thirds of them female. There were 85 hospitalizations, 15 of whom developed a type of kidney failure. No deaths have been linked to that outbreak. The FDA says its investigation into the source of the outbreak is continuing. The agency plans to conduct another investigation to explain how the contamination occurred. Well, if you've ever had to run out to buy a last-minute gift, you may be spending more than you have to. Mandy Gaither with ways on how to save on presents all year long in today's Consumer Watch.
From teacher appreciation gifts to presents for a party, we've all rushed out last minute to grab something to give. But the couponing site SouthernSavers.com says creating a gift closet will help stop that and start saving you money. Here's how it works. Think about the occasions in which you typically need gifts. Then stock up during sales or a clearance. For instance, thank you presents for teachers. If there's a deal on gift cards, coffee, or other small items, think about buying them and setting them aside for the end of the year. Do the same for birthday parties. When you find a toy on sale and think it could make a great present, go ahead and get it. Southern Saver says January is a great time to find deals on toys. You can also stock up on gifts for graduation, housewarming, baby showers, and presents for your own children. The website says buying now will help you save later. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, Mandy, thank you very much. Now, while some may be against the idea of regifting, Dakota Southern Savers says it can help you save money. And if you get that gift that's not your taste, you can put a sticky note on it with the name of the person who gave it to you, so you won't forget who gave it to you. And they say never regift in the same circles of friends because someone could find out and that'd avoid hurt feelings. I don't know. I was just having this conversation over the holidays with a family member who gets gifts from their friends at various outings. They see each other every now and then.
Right.
And they were concerned that some of the gifts that they got, they were like, well, I don't really like this, or I have one.
Use for it.
Yeah, I already have this gift, or it's not my style. And the idea was, why don't you just give it to somebody else? And they were all concerned that if they did that, they could accidentally end that back up. You know, I mean, what if that gift was re-given and re-given? But I think that's a little extreme.
It's like a fruitcake.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
keep passing
nobody,
it on.
You know, nobody eats fruitcake. They just gift it away to people every year. People have like a stack of fruitcakes in the back of their freezer that they pull out on Christmas and they gift it to people. They're like, here, have this. Be like, and it goes in their freezer, then they gift it to somebody else, and then the cycle just continues.
I just throw it away.
But it's
I know that's horrible, but
But it's like, you know, hurting people's feelings. We have to get over that stuff. I mean, you know, if you work in my business, in the weather business, you won't have any feelings left to hurt.
No.
I don't have any.
Dakota's got some pretty thick skin, so except for the computer. Sometimes they take me off just right, but what are you going to do? Got to say hello to Casey. Hopefully you're doing well. Will, good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us here on the broadcast. Max, great to see you. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to Butch as well. He says, hey guys, sunny here in Lancaster, PA, but certainly heading north. And Dakota, definitely right now out there, live Doppler showing quite a bit of some of these lake effect snow showers that I know this morning my commute wasn't too bad. But for some, definitely as we go throughout the day, I would imagine they could get in some pretty slick spots.
Indeed. Let's take a live look at First Defense Doppler, and you can see those lake effect snow bands that have been impacting the southern tier. And this is as advertised. We've been telling you about this, how there was going to be lake effects setting up off the eastern end of Lake Erie, and well, there it is. Now, when you get into these darker blues, that starts to indicate the heavier amounts of snowfall. And again, the thing with lake effect is it's very localized in nature. You can notice it's not snowing everywhere, but where it is snowing, there could be some moderate bursts within here, but the winds are really ticking up today, and that's going to be the bigger piece of this thing, is that there's going to be blowing and drifting snow as this snow moves across the area, and this will continue into tonight. Let's hop to the main graphics, and I'll show you the almanac for today. The high yesterday was 42 degrees. Our low this morning was 30, and that's not, and again, we were 10 degrees above our average. We should be near 32 degrees this time of the year. 57 and 18 below zero are in the record books for today. No snow falling downtown yet, but it is windy out there right now. Currently at the Jamestown Airport, 30, that's up from 29, which is kind of where we were a little bit earlier. With a west wind of 14, the wind gust is 25. So the wind itself isn't so bad. It's the wind gust that's going to be an issue. But look at the sustained wind and what it does to the wind chill. Knocks it down to 19 degrees. So that's what it feels like essentially when you step outside. So additional snowfall accumulations going all the way through tomorrow afternoon. I think we're going to look at about another 3 to 6 inches, especially on the highest hills of the southern tier. So again, obviously, the highest hills always get some of the, the highest hills get some of the heaviest amounts of snow. Notice the 1 inch or less. This is directly at the immediate Lake Erie shoreline. So if you're right at the shoreline community, you'll get 1 inch or less. Otherwise, I think 2 to 4 inches across the lower elevations, 1 to 3 further south and east you go. But the highest hills, as always, will likely get about 3 to 6 inches. And again, always focus on that lower number, not the highest number. Now, the bigger story is going to be the weekend here. So again, lake squalls continue today. We told you about that. Now, a messy Saturday. We were hoping that Saturday we'd have a little bit more snow. Well, it looks like now that there's going to be a little bit more warmer air working in, so we may actually change over to a wintry mix for a period of time tomorrow. The snow accumulation Saturday, we talked about a couple inches, maybe 1 to 2, not a big deal. But Sunday is going to be a bigger story day here. It turns very windy, maybe damaging winds likely. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a wind warning issued for Sunday, with lake effect snow setting up on the back edge of this. Now, in terms of numbers, I know everybody loves numbers. This is our preliminary, notice we wrote it in all capitals and started, preliminary totals, probably for Sunday, 5 to 12 inches. Now, please keep in mind, these totals can change. So tomorrow when you tune in, these numbers may be different. Again, this is going based on some of the good quality data, and we're going about 5 to 12 inches as it stands right now for Sunday. But please keep in mind those numbers are subject to change before we get to Sunday. And again, the track of this storm is likely going to take that northerly track. That's why we're going to mix in a little bit more sleet into this thing. Snow to windy, then it turns really cold for next week. We're talking true Arctic air with highs only down into the teens for early next week. So in terms of the weather impacts, we think snow is going to be a big issue here. The wind will also be an issue. Maybe wind gusts, maybe 50, 60 miles an hour at times, especially near the Lake Erie shoreline is the windier case here. And the temperature, not a big deal for the weekend. It's not going to be until early next week when that starts to become a bigger deal. Now, looking down the road here, you guys know how I feel about long range stuff, but looking down the road here, just this is the 8 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. You can see they're favoring above average temperatures as we go into the end of the month. Is this going to happen? I don't know. Nobody knows. But stay tuned and we'll keep you updated on that as we go throughout time. So the zone forecasts here, the inland areas, I should have stayed on this side of the wall, but the inland areas here, maybe lower 30s, definitely upper 20s possible in some of the valley locations in the hills. Most areas 1 to 2 inches, maybe 4 inches at most on the hills. Next 7 days of your life are on this screen. Look at Friday, 19 degrees. The low temperature tomorrow is going to occur early. The temperature will rise through the 20s on a Saturday morning. We'll likely start the day on Saturday, probably in the mid-20s. 38, rain to snow, very windy as well. Lake effect snow on Sunday turns extremely more windy with damaging wind gusts likely Sunday. 19 on Monday, yikes on Tuesday, but at least it'll be dry. Morning lows on Wednesday, single digits, and will only rebound into the lower 20s for Wednesday. Jay and Norm.
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Norm is here with a look at what's next in sports.
Yes, Justin, coming up in sports, the national anthem singer for Super Bowl 54 has been named. Stick around to find out who when WNY News Now returns.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from Windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Thursday, sports fans. We are nearing the end of the work week. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock, the JCC Jayhawks women's basketball team will be on the road versus Community College of Beaver County. So far, the Lady Jayhawks are 6-7 on the season and have won their last 2 games. They will also have a home game on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock against Sullivan County Community College. Sticking with basketball with a 7:30 tip-off tonight, the 11-30 New York Knicks will host the 16-24 Phoenix Suns. New York is second to last in the Eastern Conference and lost their last game 128-102 versus the Milwaukee Bucks on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Phoenix, like the Knicks, lost their last game on Tuesday 123-110 at the hands of the Atlanta Hawks. The game will be televised on MSG. With Super Bowl 54 just a few weeks away, the national anthem singer for the big game has come to light. Demi Lovato, well known for songs like Cool for the Summer and Sorry Not Sorry, will be singing the national anthem in the Super Bowl for her first live performance since 2018, as Lovato was recovering from a near-fatal drug overdose. This won't be Lovato's first time singing the national anthem for a huge sporting event, as she sang it before the hyped-up fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Conor McGregor back in 2017. Super Bowl 54 will be on February 2nd at Hard Rock Stadium, the home of the Miami Dolphins. That's it for sports today. Back to Justin and Dakota.
All right, Norm, thank you very much. Well, Jamestown High School senior Abby Beach recently placed first in the 2020 Optimist Speech Contest at the Boys and Girls Club here in Jamestown. The topic for this year's speech was Just Imagine a World Without Boundaries, and each had 4 to 5 minutes and had to memorize their speech. Beach says, although she was always comfortable with performing on stage, public speaking taught her how to speak well in front of an audience. Senior Max Bowman placed second, and sophomore Emma Abers came in third in that competition. Dakota, the trio will next travel to Lockport in March to compete at the zone level. The grand prize is a $22,000 college scholarship. So certainly great for them. And public speaking, something we use every day here at WNY News Now.
And now, I'm assuming you took public speaking when you were in high school.
I did, yes. A number of public speaking as well throughout other educational ventures.
I never took public speaking, though.
No.
I took drama, though.
Yeah.
I took theater.
Well, that's what makes you so dramatic, then.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, if anybody wants to know, the best drama teacher in the building, he's the only one that teaches it as far as I know, Mr. Tian. So Tian, if you're watching, hi.
All right, certainly cool. And a lot of these experiences, and I think when you learn firsthand by doing something, is probably one of the best ways. So it's really great to see the kids involved in that, and maybe they could win some money too. I mean, you never know.
Personally, I take the $22,000 in cash. I don't know.
Well, you know, there's always strings attached. So,
Right.
I mean,
you
they
get the
could go
$22,000 for a college, a college scholarship. Sure, it
Right.
pays for your college, but I don't know. I'd rather have that $22,000 to spend on other stuff.
Maybe they could use it to get a car for college. I mean, that's $22,000. That in today's world, it might not seem that much, but I don't know. I still think it's still a pretty
Right.
good chunk. I
Just
mean,
go on the Price is Right.
nevertheless. Yeah.
See if they'll call you down. New
Well-
car. Anyway, let's take a look at the day planner for tomorrow. And tomorrow is just going to be a cold day. Most of us will be down into the teens. Now, this is computer data, which is suggesting we'll probably top out around 20, 21. I think most of us will be down into the upper teens, but at least the wind will calm down through the day. So at least we won't have a terrible wind chill to contend with, and the snow will come to an end in the afternoon with some partial sunshine.
All right, Dakota, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Got to say hello to Renee. Good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us. Cindy, good afternoon. Hopefully you stay warm and safe as well. Hello to Melinda, Christina, Debbie. Hopefully you're having a good day. Christina says, waiting for the kids to have a snow day. I don't know. What do you think? Tomorrow, maybe?
Well,
It depends.
tomorrow, no.
No.
Tomorrow, no. Monday might be a different story, depending on how much snow we pick up Sunday nights. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated.
Certainly. Got to say hello to Sean, Jamie, and Amy as well. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful day. That's it for us. We're back tomorrow with our TGIF edition. Hope to see you there. In the meantime, when you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading our mobile app. Just search WNY News Now in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. It's free. See you tomorrow.